attention and connection. Those are the two main reasons that I think that video is a great tool for entrepreneurs to have when it comes to marketing their products and services or teaching their customers or community or growing their audience. So in this first part of the second lesson, we're going to be talking about why even bother with video. And that'll help us with some sort of foundational motivations for why we're actually doing this, why we're going to invest into video. So the first sort of reason that I think video is important is that video makes things human when you're not in person. We have gone or switched into a very remote, very distributed world, and every day more and more digital. And video is this way that we can kind of bridge the gap to the old way of doing things, where the relationships we built and the connections we made were usually done or done best in person. Nowadays, that usually isn't the way that we do it. We meet most people online, whether we sort of realize that we're meeting people or not. And video can keep that kind of that human touch, that personal touch, even when you're never going to meet these people in person. So use video to help build that personal relationship with your customers or potential customers or business partners or whoever it is. Video does a great job of that. The second reason is a bit more tactical. It's pretty simple. Social media platforms want more video. The reason that they want more video is that video is incredibly engaging. The reason that social media platforms are investing so heavily in video gives us as individuals who are using video in lots of different ways some comfort in the benefits or the magic of video. Social media platforms know that video is the way to keep eyeballs on their apps and their platforms and for them to make advertising money out of it. And so we can kind of take some our own interpretation of that for video as a engaging tool for us to use in our own way. It's a way you can keep eyeballs, keep people's attention on the things that you're putting out there. Just in the last few months, Elon Musk has tweeted or X'd a number of times about how video is going to perform better in the new X algorithm. For those reasons, it keeps people watching content for longer, and therefore they can earn more money from advertising dollars. So social media platforms want video. It's engaging. There's kind of this motivation for us to be able to put video out there into the public domain. The third reason is a quote from my old boss, Clark Wahlberg, who was the co-founder of InVision. He said that the screen is the most important place in the world. Now, InVision was a UI or UX software company. They built tools for designers to design user interfaces, design things for screens. And that made a lot of sense, the idea that the screen was the most important place in the world, and everyone that worked in Vision was building tools to help people build cool stuff for screens. But I think this also applies to what we're going to be talking about today. So much of what we do, our work, the relationships we build, the time that we spend learning about things, and the time we spend scrolling through social media and things like that, so much of that happens on screens and still our computer screen. And video gives us this way of converting what happens on our screen into content that we can put out and teach people about and show people things. So in this course, you're going to be learning about how you can take what happens on your screen and turn that into content. It's an endless resource of things that you can share with the world once you realize that the screen is this incredible place with so much action. And to record your screen is just a way to be able to capture what happens on there and share that with anyone else, in the same way that if you picked up your phone in public and started filming something funny on the street, that's your way of documenting that and sharing that with the world. So, what are the videos that we're going to be making? There's three kind of categories that we're going to be looking at. You can break these down into smaller things, and the lines blur a little bit between them. But generally, these are the three sorts of categories that we're going to be talking about in this course that you'll be able to make by the end of it. The first are demo videos, demonstration videos, where you show how something works, show what something is. The second are tutorials. These are where you teach people how to do something. And then the third are online courses. This is also where you teach people how to do something, but at a deeper level. You're teaching people a new skill or helping them solve a big problem or overcome a challenge in their life. These are the three videos that we're going to be focusing on, and will be able to make a difference in your business, and by the end of this, something that you'll be able to create right away. So first are demo videos. These are easy to make and short, so they're really easy to watch. These are really good for social media because you can quickly show how something works on your screen. It could be how your application works, your software product. It could be a tip that or a trick that you found that you want to capture and share with your audience. Maybe you've learned a new shortcut in Notion, or you found an interesting way of reaching people on LinkedIn, something like that. A demo video is a great way to capture that quite concise thing and then share that with the world. Demo videos are really good for building hype and awareness because they're short and they don't take much effort to create. You can create a ton of these over the course of a couple weeks and then push that out to your audience. It could be through social media. You could put it out in your other marketing material, newsletters, things like that. They're very low barrier and they have a really good impact. For an example of a demo video, the one that I've got on screen here, this is the demo video from the Teller website. So if you head to teller.tv, you'll see this demo video on our landing page, and that'll give you a really good idea of what you can kind of do with a demo video. That's probably something that's like slightly more on the complex side of a demo. You can have demo videos that are literally just a single action, like how to write a particular kind of email. Next, we've got tutorial videos. So tutorial videos are a bit more complex. They go into more detail, and that means that they're longer, and as a result, usually more informative. You can learn more from them. And because of this, they're really good for YouTube, where YouTube appreciates longer form content, but they're also really good for help centers. So if you are building software, or maybe you run an online course and you need a help center to help people understand what they can and can't do in the community or the product, then tutorial videos are perfect for that. They're a great way to activate and onboard customers, or like we've talked about, educate or entertain people on YouTube. The best way to think about a tutorial is you're teaching people how to do something. Demo videos can be more for kind of entertainment, but because they're smaller, you're not really going to teach people a ton. You're just trying to get them excited about something, get them interested. Tutorials kind of lets you go into things in more detail and really teach people something. The screenshot I've got on screen here is from a YouTuber called Rachel Howe. She's a design YouTuber. She teaches people all sorts of different interesting things with UI design and goes into a lot of detail about that. All her videos kind of range from like a 10 to a 30-minute mark, and that kind of is the basis, the foundational content for her whole channel. Then we've got online courses. So these are also, I guess, a tutorial or a collection of tutorials, but you can think of it more as a small project. It really requires some planning. A tutorial video, you can probably quickly, think about, what you want to cover there, and then just hit record and go through it. An online course, you kind of need to take a step back and put some initial upfront work in so that you can kind of create a learning journey for students. So they are much longer, more informative, and I think perhaps most importantly, they're really high value. They give students or the people that are attending the course or watching the course a ton of information that they can then take into their own life and do something with. You typically wouldn't put these into a big public place like something like YouTube. The YouTube algorithm is probably not going to appreciate a full online course, which would be a bunch of long videos in some kind of sequence. Instead, you'd probably want to host it on a course platform like Teachable, or maybe something a bit more hybrid like Circle if you want a community aspect in there. Or you'd publish these to a big course aggregator like Skillshare or Coursera. Now, going back to the high value thing, because they have a ton of value in them, online courses are great for revenue and lead generation. So for a lot of different types of entrepreneurs, an online course is a big part of their revenue stream. So if you're a solopreneur or a freelancer or maybe a creator, an online course is a great way to add to the ways that you make money by sharing your knowledge and adding a lot of value, and then people will be willing to pay you for it. The other way to use it is, like we're doing in this course, is for lead generation. And this is useful if you are a software company or a small business where you are not going to make a lot of money from selling an online course, but it might be a good way to get new customers who are interested in what you have to say in the course, and then get them interested into your product or service as a sort of side effect. So you can think of an online course as the more advanced of the three types of videos that we've covered today. All right, that is the end of the second lesson. I hope you've been able to get a sense of why video is important, the way that it creates connection with other people, and how it holds on to people's attention. And you've got an idea of the three types of videos that we are going to be focusing on, and how they help your business and ultimately ladder up to those goals, whether that is reaching new customers, educating customers, or growing an audience. I'll see you in the next lesson.